What's up, everyone? Welcome back to PokeMarketLab. It is the day before Thanksgiving, and we are here with another midweek market update. So, if you are celebrating Thanksgiving tomorrow, have a happy Thanksgiving. Hopefully, you get some time with friends and family. And before we get into the market update, I wanted to do something different. We're going to start every midweek market update. I'm going to give away a sticker or two. We got these really cool PokeMarketLab stickers here. And I thought it'd be interesting just to give back to folks, drive some comments here. If you comment on the video, I'll pick one at random with a random comment picker. I'll reach out to you via, a reply and comment. We'll connect and we'll get a sticker out to you. You can see them on screen here. We'll get a sticker out to you. They're pretty neat. I like them. So let's talk where we are in the Pokemon market here. Let's see if there's anything interesting to look at here. Quick update on Surging Sparks. Boxes continue to sell, but obviously that volume is drying up. A couple reasons for that. Number one, obviously we're at that $200 price point, which for a set that's less than a couple months old is almost unheard of. So that's obviously drying things up. That's preventing people from buying boxes. People are waiting for a reprint, which I would think inevitably at some point we'll get in the future. Down to about 400 boxes listed on TCG Player, has sold over 5,600, which is fantastic. Just for reference, like a Temporal Forces or Paradox Rift over the course of a year, I think between both of them, between 6,500, 6,800 boxes sold, and this is only 2 months old. So the only thing that's going to slow this down, again, is that price. Whether it's going to hold or not, it's going to depend on a couple of things. It's going to depend on some of the singles, which we'll go into in a second. Any news regarding a reprint. However, I think it's too early unless there was already a reprint in the chamber, so to speak, with Pokemon Company. I don't know that we're going to get any kind of reprint news. I think we'd probably have to be closer to the 6-month mark, unless it's a restock of some sorts. But we've already seen a lot of product come to market. We've seen a lot of product opened. We have to have seen, we're chasing this Pikachu here. Certainly a lot of product open, and I don't see anything. The only thing that's going to pull this price down, I think, is really Prismatic, the holidays, Prismatic Evolutions. That's the only thing that's really going to touch this price, I think. So I think this will remain strong. Any pullback from this, if we get towards that MSRP price again, I think that could be a good buy-in at this point. Pikachu EX SIR doing extremely well. It's still, its prices drop, but that's to be expected given the price of the card and the volume coming to market. So it's holding up very well. It's just starting to kind of level off here. I wouldn't be surprised to see this closer to, $400 pretty soon, but it's doing very well. I think, there was some trepidation about whether this would be a real chase card before Surging Sparks came out, and I think there's no doubt it is. And what does that do to booster box supply, right? At the end of the day, the more chase we have on a card like this, that means less booster boxes, which if you're a sealed investor, that's a good thing. So just kind of give you a little comparison of something that's similar in price. Giratina from Lost Origin the last year has sold 600 copies, and we're at almost half of that within the last month. So this is really, it's a hot product, and that means less booster boxes, which is good for us as investors and collectors. Prismatic Evolutions, things have kind of, the pre-orders coming to market have died down quite a bit for Prismatic. I still think there's going to be opportunities to pick up close to MSRP. I don't think you're ever going to see these below MSRP again, and I'll put money on the table if I have to regarding that. You're not going to see them below MSRP. You're going to see $50 or more. We've seen that like from big box stores even around the $55 mark. So if you see that as an opportunity and you were going to, put some money on the table here for Prismatic, that's the way to do it. Go in. And if you have that opportunity, I would go in, put what you were going to plan to allocate for capital right away. Don't wait to try to diversify that amongst multiple sellers. I still think we'll probably pull back from this $100 price point at some point as we see more pre-orders come through. I don't think it's quite time to say, hey, I'm willing to start spending more than MSRP on this. I still think there's opportunities, but as we get towards the middle of December here, if we're seeing these pre-orders come and they're still selling out, then at that point we may want to think about, if you have a seller that's selling them for 60 or 65 and you haven't gotten any other pre-orders, that may be one of your last opportunities. This could be one of the only specialty sets that is not widely available at MSRP or widely available at all in big box stores on release day. That is possible. That's hard given they typically print the crap out of these, but that is a potential with this. Going on to actually, we wanted to look at the Pokemon Center exclusive, which is, yeah, I mean, this one's, if you missed out, you probably missed out on this one. This is, we could have an opportunity on release day. Typically, we do see these, a small number of them come out on the Pokemon Center on the website. Again, on release day, everyone will be waiting for that. To me, this is way too rich for me. I have some pre-ordered from Pokemon Center. This is far, if I miss the boat, this is one of those where I'm just, okay, I missed it. There's nothing I can do about it. And people are actually paying this price. People are pre-ordering these, and that could be, people who missed out, people who are in other countries who don't have access to the Pokemon Center website to order these. But yeah, that's a boat that you may have missed if you didn't get some already. It's going to be, they're going to sell out in minutes, a couple minutes probably on Pokemon Center on release day. 151 Ultra Premium Collection. I was shocked. I hadn't looked at this in a little while. Came back and looked at it for this video, and it is climbing nicely in the last month. 18% gain, lots of volume. Look at all this volume here. Plenty of these selling. Average daily sold in the last month is 13 per day. So these are drying up quickly. I haven't looked at comparison to Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. My guess is these were much less printed. Remember, Charizard UPCs were printed into the ground. I think at the time people were pretty much saying, hey, we're never going to see any kind of appreciation on this again. Of course, that's not the case. And these have done really, really well. I wouldn't go into this at this price, but if you have them, again, these were available less than a year ago. Let's see. Yeah, year ago, we could get these on TikTok for $85 a piece shipped. So if you did, congratulations. Looking good. And then speaking of 151, again, we have the ETBs, and these are still holding on nicely. 12% gain in the last month, and these are selling extremely well. And again, the big question here, are we going to get a reprint on these? I've not heard anything. We're seeing all kinds of other products. We got Blooming Waters coming in the new year, so they may just be printing everything else and not touching these again. This is that, or we're just going to get dumped on. So the market could handle a pretty large dump of these on the market, pretty large reprint. Less than 200 boxes of a specialty set ETB left. That's pretty wild. And on to the singles. The singles are kind of flattening out a little bit, and that's really a couple of things. I think it's mainly price driven. I think there are other opportunities, other artworks in Scarlet and Violet to focus on. So when I say flat, Charizard EX only had an 8% gain last month. Volume's still looking really good. A beautiful card, but again, it's just getting really expensive. So Venusaur is starting to slow down here, which again makes sense. There's lots of other art. There's other stuff. We saw this, the hype cycle that we're in for Pokemon right now really started with 151. And it's kind of just, now it's spilling over to everything else in Scarlet and Violet now. So once you hit some of these price points, these ceilings, we'll call them, they start to pull back a little bit as the focus goes elsewhere. Same thing with Blastoise here. We've had a bit of a retreat, but again, still really very solid prices here. Going back to Sword and Shield, Fusion Strike, finally starting to see some Sword and Shield Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes start to move up. Again, these were really not special. There was no stamp promo card in these. So it was really just, hey, we get an extra pack and you have a different box artwork. And that really isn't enough to spend a lot more for an ETB. So these are starting to move up if you have them. This is not, to me, I have one of these. This is not collectible to me at this point, especially given, what we have with Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes in the Scarlet and Violet era. These are, and I think that's, again, if you're going out to the market to buy a product like that from SV, if you're comparing to Sword and Shield, where you're going to put your money, right? At the end of the day, these are going to take a while to increase in price here. Paldean Fates. I'll talk about it again. I'll talk about it every week until these are gone off TCG Player, because I think it's just a fantastic set. So, and again, market's starting to realize that these are drying up. Price is starting to go up. This is a reprint risk, I would say, at some point here in the future. But I had to put out a different video this week regarding talking about reprints, and that some stuff's going to be left behind. Either it's not going to get reprinted, or it's not going to get reprinted in enough quantity and volume to quench the demand. So we're still seeing these pop in and out of specifically Target for about that MSRP $50 price point. So I would hop in at that price any day of the week. I think that's an okay price. If you're okay knowing there's a reprint coming down the corner, I think that's fine. I wouldn't chase this, given we know it's a reprint risk. We know we can get it at the $50 price point pretty consistently. That's not going to be the case forever, but this is a phenomenal set. And this again, I don't want you to just look at the price. I've said this before. Just because the price of something is going up doesn't mean it's good. That's not your only indicator that you should move in. Do the underlying cards in the set, even box artwork, all those things start to play into, is this something that's really worth it? Is this organic demand? Meaning, is this organic want of this product, or is this just investors and speculators? Okay. And that's fine that it's investors, but we want people that are long-term, and people that are, if there's organic demand because people like cracking it or people like collecting it, that's what we want from a long-term standpoint. Look at the cards in Paldean Fates. You got the Mew, which is doing fantastic at $200 market price. You have a Charizard EX, $140 market price. Gardevoir, $56 market price, $25, $23. You got these baby shinies, right? This is just having 2 chase cards, 2 SIRs, over $100. Okay, you have sets in Scarlet and Violet that are their booster box price is moving up, and they don't have that. Okay, I'm talking about you, Obsidian Flames. All right, we don't. So this is a specialty set. It's awesome. That means it's fantastic to open. You got a bunch of beautiful cards. You got a baby. Those baby shinies are fantastic. I don't know if you've seen them in person, but they're not just hollow in the center there. They have that textured hollow effect, which is beautiful. And so it's just really fun to open. There's lots of different stuff to open here, and that's, I think, extremely important from a long-term standpoint. So we got multiple chase cards here. Charizard EX, I think, blows the Charizards from Obsidian Flames out of the water here. So this is a phenomenal set. I think it's there's no reason I think this is organic demand. There's good stuff here. Really good stuff. And we're starting to see the booster bundles as well start to go up in price, which I was shocked at. So those are really starting to climb here. And that's pretty crazy, given you could probably get these for like 20, 22, 23 bucks a pop not long ago. So doing very well. And a couple singles from that set, the Mew, Bubble Mew, as it's called, as it's affectionately referred to, doing fantastic, 25% return in the last month. And again, to see quantities like this, like 70 of them listed for, especially for a cheap product to open, to see that on TCG Player is pretty wild. Look how many of these. Wow. Over 3,000 Bubble Mews sold in the last year. That is crazy. Average daily sold in the last year is 9 per day. I wonder if that's a record for Scarlet and Violet. I'll have to do some comparison on that. 130% return in a year. Crazy. Doing fantastic. Again, a fantastic card, fantastic set. I'll probably say it every single midweek market update. This Charizard is looking fantastic as well. Nice return on that. Another card sold beautifully. You can see, look at that steep hike up there recently, right in the fall. Beautiful card. Again, I think that's one of the best Zards in Scarlet and Violet for sure. Look, a couple other singles. Raging Bolt from Temporal Forces doing well. Nice 16% return in the last month. Again, SIRs, seeing those quantities like that. That means either, that's going to start driving the price up. The price starts driving up. What happens? Booster boxes start to get open. Booster boxes start to get scarce. Booster box prices start to go up. This is all interconnected. Twilight Masquerade Pokemon Center Elite Trainer box is doing a little bit of work here. It's starting to move up. Volume's not crazy, but these are, again, any of the Scarlet and Violet era PC ETBs that have a decent promo card are worth picking up if they haven't started to run up in price. So this one started to run up a little bit. It's got an okay promo. It's the Teal Mask Ogre Pawn. It's not the best, but again, just having that Pokemon Center stamp in there, that special card that you can't get anywhere else except these, means there's a couple things. It means obviously you just have something that's, it's a guarantee in the box, right? So it elevates that box value. And then obviously people chase they want the promo card, right? So people are starting to crack. There's a reason to crack those boxes. So, which wasn't the case back in Sword and Shield, right? Why would you buy one other than the fact that it was just collectible as a box, right? It would remain sealed. So that means, I think, long term, Scarlet and Violet, you're going to have less sealed Pokemon Center Elite Trainer boxes. I mean, that just seems like a reasonable assumption to me. So that's all I got. Again, happy Thanksgiving to anyone who's celebrating tomorrow. Leave a comment below. Like, comment, or subscribe if you enjoy what we're putting out here. I will pick a random comment here, probably by the weekend, and I will reply to it. Maybe a comment or two, and get you out a sticker in the mail. They're pretty cool. So, and that's it. We will see you on the next one.